Alright. This is my presentation on the area of Tokyo known as Ueno. It's a story of Tokyo's middle-class city, a narrative adventure by Kyle Richardson, or K. Shock and awe in PowerPoint form, says Time magazine. The gravity of the middle-classness of Ueno shocked and awed me, the New Yorker. First, I'd like to begin with Ueno's historic history of a middle-class city. You see, one of the major areas in Ueno is Ueno Station, the gateway into the town. It was first opened in 1883, but was destroyed by an earthquake and rebuilt in 1923. Tokyo Metro was the first subway built there in Ueno and in Tokyo. The headquarters are actually there in Ueno, so it's kind of historic for the world's most used subway station, world's most used subway line in the world. One other very interesting thing was during World War II, there was an issue of bombings in Tokyo, and the owners of the zoo were commissioned by the Japanese military to kill the animals in case, let's say, the zoo was somehow destroyed and the animals could escape. So they gave poison food to all of the animals. However, for the elephants, they had to starve to death because they would not eat the poison food for some reason or another. So it was kind of an interesting thing, and it's been cited as one of the objects of the cruelty of war, that one of the proofs for it. Also, we have Ameyoko, which was a site of black market activity during World War II. Now functions mainly as just a place where tourists can go and shop. But it had an interesting history, selling, weaponry or whatever was outlawed during the United States occupation of during World War II. After VJ Day. Now, there are a few places you must see in a middle-class city. The first of these happens to be Ueno Park, which is the main park and the main tourist attraction in Ueno. It's full of museums, such as the National History Museum and the Museum of Western Art. It also holds the Ueno Zoological Gardens, otherwise known as the Ueno Zoo. It also possesses quite a few shrines, which are of interest historically as well. The grounds used to be a temple, or not a temple, but like a palace area, and at the time it was destroyed, and so now there's remnants of it throughout the park. As well, one of the major things you'll find are the cherry blossom festivals and a Hanami viewing party will form and go and view these things. People will come out during late March and early April, but I'll talk more about this later. Ameoko again, it shows you the aspect of the bustling city crowd, and it's kind of if you would enjoy that experience. As well, it also provides affordable shopping and possibly some interesting items there. You might even be fortunate enough to meet the stern elderly man when you're there. So you'll also, continuing on with shopping in a middle-class city, you'll find Ameoko as the premier spot. You'll find Nikunakuzu. I made that one up. Cheap prices, middle class, generally, this is a place that it's affordable, and it's really not the quality like Ginza, obviously, but it provides some entertainment that way. Also, you'll find Yomashiroya, which is a toy store there. It's very large, has many different floors, and provides anime, manga, all sorts of different things there. It's pretty popular. Um, the location in a middle class city, what you'll find is that it is located in northeastern Tokyo, on the Yamanote line, obviously. To its east is Asakusa, and to its south is Akihabara. You'll find it's located in the Taitoku ward. And we're not necessarily there, but in this map, in this presentation we are. Okay, also, there's a few interesting things that make Ueno so unique in a middle-class city. Number one thing, it gives you the feel of old Tokyo before, the high-rise, with the encroachment of high-rise buildings and shopping centers. It was also a working-class, middle-class, low-class town, and serves today as a very affordable place for entertainment, shopping, and eating, but also educational entertainment at that, with many museums and art exhibitions. Um, Another interesting point about Ueno is that it housed the first monorail and the first zoo within Tokyo. It's pretty sweet. Now you'll find a few interesting things to do, especially seasonal activities, and that would be the Cherry Blossom Viewing Festival. So I have a video here about the Cherry Blossom Festival. So it's the major seasonal activity of Ueno, and it is held in Ueno Park. There are many cherry trees that are located on the central path of the park, and you'll have many vendors setting up there and showing food and all sorts of other things. We're all familiar with this kind of situation. You'll have the Hanami parties coming together, the flower viewing, cherry blossom viewing parties. They would come to the park and view the cherry blossoms during probably about late March, early April. This is about the prime time to do so. I think this video is late. I don't remember the year of this video. I had to buy it. It was like $4, but this is how much I care about you all. So yeah, I mean, that little kid's running. You have these people here. I mean, it's kind of cool. I figured, I'd go with the older stuff. It was kind of interesting. You got them walking on steps, viewing the cherry blossoms. Oh, man. All right. There you are. There's my presentation.